Fighting for 6 long years, and this is the moment they learn their fate. Those are cheers that echoed through Silicon Valley as the highest court in the land ruled Uber drivers must be treated as workers rather than self-employed. Not just a win for these Uber drivers, they say, but for every worker in the gig economy.
Just overjoyed, but really relieved. This has been a 6-year battle, and to come this far and to lose at the final hurdle would have been unthinkable. And it would have been unthinkable for so many workers, because we would be in a situation where with millions of workers in Britain who'd have absolutely no protection at all. So this ruling was crucial, much better than I had even hoped.
Click on Uber now, and the courts say the drivers should be treated as a worker and not a self-employed contractor, meaning they should be entitled to holiday pay and minimum wage. That is significant, says Yasser, who says drivers can work for around 30 hours before they start making any money for themselves.
It come to a stage where I was no longer able to provide for my family. The model actually relies on people that are desperate, and they're grateful they got a job. So we'll see people, willing to work for £2 an hour, £3 an hour. People will do it, and we will say, look, people are willing to work for us, and they don't want this worker status, or they want to remain independent. But the fact is, it's wrong.
Opportunity is everywhere.
Uber insists today's judgment only applies to a small number of drivers involved in this specific case. But lawyers say these drivers are entitled to compensation. And at least 15 of the 60,000 drivers working for Uber may have potential claims. Make no mistake about it, today's decision is one that Uber have had deep concerns over for a number of years. That's not something they've said to us, that's something they had to admit to investors back in 2019 when they floated on the stock exchange. In this paperwork filed with the regulators, they talk about this very case and say that today's decision would, quote, incur significant additional expenses and, quote, would require us to fundamentally change our business model and consequently have an adverse effect on our business and financial condition. Which begs the question, how will this affect the other big employers in the gig economy?
This goes beyond the specifics of the Uber case. The idea that you can avoid employment rights by saying that all we're here is to provide a platform to connect you up with a contracting party. And I think anybody reading the Uber decision will realise that that model really isn't going to work.
Uber told us, we have made some significant changes to our business. These include giving even more control over how drivers earn and providing new protections like free insurance in case of sickness or injury. Adding, we are committed to doing more and will now consult with every active driver across the UK to understand the changes they want to see. For James, today was about justice.
When the justices said the purpose of the law is to protect people, that's really, fundamentally important, is that's the purpose of the law.
For James and many others in the gig economy, protection. For the firms they work for, potentially a brave new world.